Chemistry part 3, D and F block elements. Okay, now last class we are discussing about oxidation states, atomic radius, ionic radius and ionization energy of the D and F block elements we are discussing. See the last session discussion. So copper, it can show the +1 oxidation state also and +2 also as per electronic configuration. So 4s0, 3d10 and this is 4s0 and 3d9. So d10, this is more stable, copper +1 is more stable than copper +2. Already last class we are discussing, but copper is exist as a most of the compounds is copper CuSO4. Copper வந்து +2 oxidation state. Already last class I told you that +2 oxidation state. If sir +1 more stable, +2 more stable. As per electronic configuration, +1 is more stable. As per solvent effect, because of the solvent effect, +2 is more stable. See what is the solvent effect and all, simply I will explain what is the solvent effect. Okay, so I am taking the copper +1 and copper +2. So I am comparing the first size comparison lo copper +1 is more size than copper +2. So copper, for example, copper is big size and copper +2 is small size. Okay, this one the copper +1, it's a copper +2. If the size is small, here hydration energy means water molecules. So water molecules are polar. So copper +2 is also polar, like polar molecules are attract together. So if the size is very small, more number of water molecules are attracted by the copper +2. If the size is large, only few molecules only attracted. That is called as solvation effect. So more number of solvent molecules are surrounded by the copper +2 when compared with copper +1. That's why copper +2 is more stable than copper +1 due to solvation effect. Okay, this is the last class discussion for us, and already I told you why the 4D and 5D series of elements cannot show the halides because of the repulsions and all. So not only this one, you want to compare with oxidation states, stability, atomic radius, everything. Electronic configuration is very important. If you know the electronic configuration of all elements, now you can feel it is very easy. Everyone please note the 4D series of elements. 4D series of elements, electronic configuration. Yttrium can show +3, zirconium can show +3, +4, niobium can show +2, +3, +4, +5, molybdenum can show +2, +3, +4, +5, +6. Technetium can show +2, +4, +5 and +7. Ruthenium can show +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7, +8. Rhodium can show +2, +3, +4, +6. Palladium can show +2, +3, +4. Silver can show +1, +2, +3. Idilo which is more stable? For suppose each element can show the lot of different oxidation states, right? Now see which is more stable means, for suppose I am taking zirconium, zirconium +3 stable or +4 stable. See, so I want to say which is more stable oxidation state of zirconium. zirconium plus 2 and zirconium plus 3. See the electronic configuration of zirconium. Sorry, plus 3 and plus 4, it's not plus 2. Plus 3 and plus 4. Zirconium electronic configuration is krypton after 5s0 4d1. Zirconium plus 4 oxidation state is krypton after 5s0 and 4d0. So this is more stable oxidation state. So here I am not round up like 3D series. So in 4D series, which is more stable, you want to discuss the oxidation state of any element means, so take the element and you can write the different oxidation states and their electronic configuration, compare and tell me the which is more stable oxidation state. Now the next discussion for the properties is standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential of transition elements. Standard electrode potential of transition elements. Of transition elements. Now we are going to discuss the standard electrode potentials of D and double elements. Before going to the transition standard electrode potential, we have to know what is meant by redox reaction. So redox reaction, so there is oxidation and reduction. So both oxidation and reduction can take place in a single chemical reaction, that is called as a redox reaction. So what is meant by oxidation? Oxidation means loss of electron. Reduction means gain of electron. Gain of electron. Not only this one, otherwise oxidation state increases, that is oxidation. Oxidation state decreases, that is called as reduction. So if the any chemical substance can undergo oxidation, that is the best reducing agent. If any chemical reaction, in a chemical reaction, the chemical substance can undergo reduction, that is the best oxidizing agent. Okay, this key concept you have to memorize first. So redox reaction involves the transfer of electrons from reactant to product. So any chemical reaction you are taking, one chemical substance can undergo oxidation and another chemical substance can undergo reduction. That means one substance can act as oxidizing agent, another substance can act as reducing agent. So that oxidizing and reducing properties, that oxidizing and reducing power of the elements can be explained based on this standard electrode potential. This standard electrode potential is always reduction potential. This standard reduction potential. This standard reduction potentials also can be explained. So name itself standard values. Standard value means that already values are exist. Standard electrode potentials can be calculated by using the reference electrode. A reference electrode, that is SHE. SHE. What is the SHE means? Standard hydrogen electrode. This standard hydrogen electrode can act as reference electrode. So, for example, if you have to give any ranking in the classroom, so one student we have to take as a reference. For example, for our periodic table, what is the reference element is hydrogen. And for the atomic masses, what is the reference element for the atomic mass means carbon double. Already you know in mole concept, what is meant by mole? So 1 mole of any chemical substance is the carbon 12 isotope. So atomic mass is the reference of carbon 12 isotope. Same like that, electrode potential, standard reduction potential, reference electrode is standard hydrogen electrode. Name itself standard. So we have to apply the standard condition. Standard condition means STP conditions. So what is this STP conditions? STP condition means standard temperature and pressure. Temperature is 298 Kelvin. Pressure is 1 atmosphere or 1 bar. And the concentration of the solution is 1 molar of H plus ions concentration. This concentration is called as standard electrode potentials. So based on the standard electrode potentials, they are standard electrode potentials. So see the graphical representation and standard electrode potentials what they are given. Here major important discussion and we have to memorize is if the more negative standard electrode potential, in the standard electrode potential table, see this table. See this standard electrode potential table. The metals having large negative value, large negative standard electrode potential, large negative standard electrode potential, if it is having the metal, this is the best reducing agent. The any metal having the more negative standard reduction potentials values, that is the best reducing agent. At the same time, large positive standard electrode potential, so that is the best oxidizing agent. For suppose if I am comparing the two elements, first titanium and vanadium I am giving to you. See in this table, titanium plus 2 and vanadium plus 2. Values will be minus 1.63 and minus 1.19. I am asking which is the best oxidizing agent and which is the best reducing agent among these two metals means the metal which is having the large negative value, that is the best reducing agent, and lower value, that is the best oxidizing agent. So here in this table they are giving reduction potentials of the few transition elements in this table and graphical representation also. Reduction potential, name itself reduction first. Reduction means gain of electron. So I am taking metal ion, its gain n number of electrons gives metal. So this standard electrode potential can be represented. E is the MF of the cell, standard value. So E naught. Reduction, so the process reduction. What is the meaning of reduction? Metal ion is converted into metal. Metal ion converted into metal. Metal ion converted into metal. So this is the standard electrode potential representation. See in that graph they are writing E naught m plus 2 by m. If it is 2 electrons can be lost, that is plus 2. If n number of electrons lost, here you can write as a n. If it is 3, 3. If it is n, you can write as n. Standard electrode potential. So in this table they are giving some standard electrode potentials of the few metals in the 3D series. You can observe the graph, and here there is some deviations are there. So titanium, vanadium, chromium, slowly the negative values will be decreases. First value is negative minus 1.63, minus 1.19. So there is a some decreasing values. But here the problem is, uh, out of all the values, copper is having the positive value. So copper is having positive value means copper can act as, copper is having positive value. So copper can act as best oxidizing agent. So remaining all are can act as a best reducing agent. If you are comparing the two elements, easily we can say which is the best oxidizing agent and which is the best reducing agents. But moreover, and one more thing we have to observe here. So which is more stable? Copper more stable or copper plus 2 more stable? Means copper is more stable than copper plus 2. So you can observe in this table, generally we can see the standard electrode potentials of the some values. That negative values are, there is no a regular interval of decreasing, but in between there is some problem for manganese and there is some problem for zinc. Generally the values are regular decreasing order. So generally the values are regular decreasing order. Here manganese you can observe, manganese is minus 1.18, but zinc is minus 0.76. Remaining all values are decreasing, minus 1.63, minus 1.619, minus 0.91. There is a regular decreasing order, but two elements only there is a irregularities, that is Mn plus 2 and Zn plus 2 having, there is no regularity in the decreasing of their electrode potential. Why? What happened means, you have to write the electronic configuration of manganese, that is 4s0 3d 5, and zinc you can write Zn plus 2 electron configuration, that is 4s0 3d 10. So because of completely filled electronic configuration, the half filled electronic configuration, this is having the extra more stability. That's why the electrode potentials also having, there is some deviations when compared with a regular decreasing order. Okay, now see, transition elements having high oxidation states can be act as oxidizing. For example, Fe plus 3 and Cu plus 2. Fe plus 3 and Cu plus 2. See the standard electrode potentials as per table. E naught value is 0.77. Its E naught value is 0.34. So 0.34. So already we know which is having the high reduction potential values, high negative reduction potential values. Here higher oxidation states of the elements can act as best oxidizing, and lower oxidation state can act as best reducing. So as per our rules previously, this is the best reducing agent and this is the best oxidizing agent. Okay, now for example, here they are giving in the second another table. This is the table number 1, and another table also they are given for us, that is standard electrode potentials for M plus 3 bar M plus 2, M plus 3 bar M plus 2. So oxidation state decreases, oxidation state is decreases, so this is reduction. So that table is also they are giving reduction potentials only. See, you can compare all the elements, plus 3 to plus 3 is converted into plus 2, that is titanium plus 3 is to plus 2, manganese plus 3 to plus 2, copper plus iron plus 3 to plus 2, like that. See, all are plus 3 is converted into plus 2. So oxidation state decreases means that is reduction only. See, for the titanium, vanadium and chromium, For the titanium, vanadium and chromium we are observing titanium plus 3, vanadium plus 3 and chromium plus 3. All these are we are observing there is negative values, but remaining values like manganese plus 3, iron plus 3, cobalt plus 3. These three we are observing positive values from the table. These are the standard values. We cannot find out from the table only. We are going to explain the reduction potential values and all. So first three values are negative and remaining three are positive values. So high reduction potential values indicates M plus T is more stable than M plus 3. Here manganese you can observe 1.51, 1.51. So high positive reduction potential values. So you can observe manganese plus 2, manganese plus 2 and manganese plus 3. Which is more stable means manganese plus 2 is more stable than manganese plus 3. You can observe the previous table. Manganese plus 2 is minus 1.18, but the second table we are contain manganese plus 3 is positive, that is plus 1.51 positive value. So reducing agents we required more negative standard reduction potentials, that is the best reducing agent. So out of plus 2 and plus 3 which is the best reducing agent means plus 2. Now only we are saying higher oxidation state is always best oxidizing agent and lower oxidation states are always best reducing agents. This extra stability of the we can explain, that is electronic configuration, that is this is a D5 configuration we are getting and this is a D4. See, reduction potentials are concept is looking like new. Already this reduction potential values are there in the electrochemistry chapter for us. There we can discuss clearly about the reduction potentials of transition elements. Okay, this is the standard electrode potentials discussion. Now metallic property, metallic property. Next one is metallic property. Metallic property. So generally, general all D block elements are all D block elements are paramagnetic. Paramagnetic. Reason why all the D block elements are paramagnetic means due to unpaired of D electrons. Due to unpaired of D electrons, it can show the magnetic property. So you know the electron configuration of all elements in their ground state, right? So generally, why the elements can show the magnetic property means because of moment of electrons. Electron is revolving around the nucleus in a circular path, as well as itself. Electron is revolving around the nucleus. If the electron will be there, electron is moving around the nucleus, okay, in a circular path, and electron itself it can revolve either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. That is called as a spin quantum number. Already we know in quantum numbers, electron can be revolved around the nucleus as well as electron can be revolved in the itself also. Because of this motion, we are having the magnetic properties. Due to this motion, so that electron can generate the magnetic field, so it can show the magnetic properties. So that magnetic properties we are having different types. Magnetic properties. So magnetic properties are totally 4 types. First one is paramagnetic, second one is diamagnetic, next ferromagnetic, and antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic substances. First one is First we can observe for the diamagnetic. First we can see for the diamagnetic. Name itself dia means two electrons will be there. Metals with no elementary magnetic dipole because of no other words to species with all paired electrons. If any d block element containing d block element with no unpaired of electron, no unpaired of electron, meaning all electrons are paired, all electrons are paired, so that is called as diamagnetic. There is no unpaired of electrons in that d block element, so that element can act as diamagnetic. So how can you say it is diamagnetic? Means it is repelled by the external magnetic field. So already inside there is electrons are revolving, so it can generate the magnetic field. If any external magnetic field you are applying, so it is repelled by the external magnetic field. That substance is called as diamagnetic substance, or weakly attracted by the external magnetic field, that is diamagnetic. So for example, if the any element they are given, how can you say whether it is diamagnetic or paramagnetic? Means, for example, zinc plus 2, you can see the electronic configuration is 3d10, so all electrons are paired up, so it is diamagnetic, all electrons are paired up, so this is the diamagnetic. And you can see for the scandium plus 3 electronic configuration, titanium plus 4 configuration, vanadium plus 5, chromium plus 6, manganese plus 7. You can observe all these electronic configuration, all are paired up, so it is the diamagnetic in nature. Next, paramagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substance, it is opposite for the diamagnetic. Paramagnetic substance means the d block elements containing at least one unpaired of electrons. D block contains at least one unpaired of d electron, so that is paramagnetic. And paramagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field. Paramagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the weakly attracted by the, not strongly, weakly attracted by the external magnetic field. For example, if any chemical substance they are giving to you, how can you say the paramagnetic? Means most and best example for the paramagnetic is O2. As per MO theory, we know how to say the paramagnetic and diamagnetic behavior of elements O2, and at least one unpaired of electron like copper plus 2, Fe plus 2, Fe plus 3, etc. Lot of examples will be there. So any electronic configuration you are writing, if you are feeling any at least one unpaired of d electron, that can act as paramagnetic substance. Next, ferromagnetic substance. Ferromagnetic substance. So ferromagnetic materials can be that the domains will be in that magnetic dipoles are arranged, but the spin of the dipoles are adjacent domains are randomly obtained some transition elements, ions unpaired of electrons shown below. Meaning, so here uh, that unpaired of electrons, you need any element containing unpaired of d electrons. While you are applying the external magnetic field, these domains are in one direction, but whenever you are removing the external magnetic field, it will be that alignment will be again lost by the electron. So that type of materials we are called as ferromagnetic substances. Ferromagnetic substances examples are iron, cobalt, nickel, gadolinium, Gd, gadolinium and chromium oxide. These are the examples for the ferromagnetic substances. Antiferromagnetic substances means the same like that. Antiferro, so name itself already we are saying antiferromagnetic substances. Antiferro means the domains are whenever you are applying the external magnetic field. For example, a d black element containing 4 unpaired of electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ferromagnetic substance means all the domains are in same direction. For example, so antiferromagnetic substance means these domains are aligned with opposite direction and equal number. So 2 is upward direction and 2 is downward direction. So that is antiferromagnetic substances. So example for the antiferromagnetic substance is manganese oxide, MnO. Manganese oxide is the best example for the ferromagnetic substances. Okay, so today we are discussing only the standard electrode potentials and magnetic properties of the magnetic. So magnetic properties, how to calculate the magnetic moment of the electrons of d black elements. Magnetic moment of the electrons can be calculated. There is a formula for the 3D transition elements. Already I told you starting, the magnetic properties of the d black elements is generally paramagnetic. So 3D transition metal ions is paramagnetic solids. However, magnetic dipole moments can be calculated by using the formula is mu is equal to G into square root of S into S plus 1. So S stands for, already we know, spin magnetic moment, and this is B. B stands for units for the magnetic moment is Bohr magneton. Bohr magneton. So the symbol is mu B. G stands for number of electrons per orbital. Number of electrons per orbital. Orbital means one box. One box containing maximum number of electrons is 2. So G value is 2. S is the spin only magnetic moment. Spin magnetic moment may be plus half or may be minus half. So anyway half. So unpaired of electrons. Spin is equal to formula n by 2. N stands for number of unpaired of electrons by 2. So that value we can substitute there. So mu is equal to 2 into square root of n by 2 into n by 2 plus 1. So that is equal to 2 into square root of n into n plus 2 by 4. So 4 and 2 cancel. So square root of n into n plus 2 Bohr magneton. So this is the magnetic moment formula for the. So for example, any element or transition metal ion they are giving to you, then how to calculate the magnetic moment of the electrons. See, for suppose I am taking scandium plus 3. So first I want to write the electron configuration. Scandium electron configuration 4s2 3d1, but scandium 4s0 3d 0. So n stands for number of unpaired of electrons is 0. Number of unpaired of electrons is 0. Now we can substitute in this one. Mu is equal to, we are getting the answer is 0 Bohr magnetons. If the mu value is 0, we can say that is diamagnetic. So already I told you, number of no unpaired of electrons, that is diamagnetic. If there is a unpaired of electrons, that is the paramagnetic. For example, copper plus 2, copper plus 2, copper plus 2 electron configuration is 4s0, 3d9, d9, d9. So number of unpaired of electrons is 1. So you can substitute in our magnetic moment formula is equal to root of n into n plus 2. So 1 into 1 plus 2, that is root 3. So root 3 value already we know 1.732. 1.732 Bohr magnetons. Okay. If the number of unpaired of electrons, simply I will say like this: number of unpaired of electrons is 2. Magnetic moment value is 2.8. Number of unpaired of electrons is 3. Magnetic moment value is 3.8. Number of unpaired of electrons are 4. Magnetic moment value is 4.8. Number of unpaired of electrons 5. Magnetic moment is 5.8. Number of unpaired of electrons are 6. So 6.8 like this. So maximum we are having up to only 5 unpaired of electrons only. 6 means there is a so we don't have maximum number of unpaired of electrons in the D is only 5. They will give sometimes magnetic moment and they will ask how many number of unpaired of electrons are present in that ion like this. So most familiar they will ask for the ion plus 3. Ion plus 3. Ion plus 3 electron configuration is 4s0, 3d 5. So already I told you number of unpaired of electrons are 5. So no need to calculate directly. 5 means 5.8, 4 means 4.8, 3 means 3.8, 2 means 2.8 like that. 1 means almost that is also 1.732, almost 1.8. So this is the magnetic moment calculation and all. So how you know how to calculate the magnetic moment means first you have to most familiar with the electronic configuration. If you know the electronic configuration, then it becomes very easy for you for the calculating of magnetic moment. Okay, now okay, one more example I will say for you. Cobalt plus 3. For example, I am asking calculate the magnetic moment of cobalt plus 3. Cobalt atomic number 27. Electron configuration is 4s2, 3d7. Now 4s0, 3d6. Cobalt plus 3. 3 electrons lost. So configuration is 3d6. D6. D6 means how many number of unpaired of electrons? D6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of unpaired electrons are 4. So n value is 4. N value 4 means magnetic moment value is 4.8. You 1 means you can calculate, 4 means 4.8, 5 means 5.8 like this. But simply you can memorize like this: the number of unpaired of electrons and its magnetic moment. Number of unpaired of electrons will be 0. So answer is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we are having. 1, 1.73. 2, already I told you 2.8. 3, 3.8. 4, 4.8. 5, 5.8. Enough. Enough. This is the magnetic moment calculation and all. Magnetic moment is in Bohr magneton units. Okay. So this is about the how to calculate the magnetic properties of the elements. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.